Hello, I'm Rachel Mackey, Senior Partnerships Manager at Future Food Tech. I'm joined today by Naveen Sikka, CEO at Terviva. Terviva is building the world's most sustainable supply chain of oil and protein sourced from the beans of the Pongamia tree. This has a history in reforestation throughout the subtropics. Terviva is participating at Future Food Tech in San Francisco later this month and will be hosting an interactive breakout and sampling session called Tasting a Regenerative Food System. Welcome, Naveen. It's great to be talking with you today. So tell me, what brings Terviva to Future Food Tech and what kind of folks are you looking to connect with there?
Thanks for having us, Rachel. The space we're operating in, the food and agriculture space, is evolving so rapidly. It's
Mhm.
not just about new types of food products in front of consumers, but there are increasing demands around both sustainability from an environmental perspective, but also in terms of communities. And consumers want to know how their food is both helping the planet and helping people. This event is a great chance after, a couple of years of sort of lockdown around the world to get together with the leading thinkers in the industry and to trade notes and to catch up on this rapidly evolving food system. So we're super excited to be present and to be sharing our perspectives and to learning from the others that are going to be there.
Oh, thank you. That's brilliant. And we're excited to have you as well. There's already a lot of buzz around your session. I know you've got lots of exciting things planned. So tell us, what can attendees expect?
A couple of things. First, when you think about a regenerative food system, we really do think about a system. So it is about that food that you eat, and we will have great samples of Ponova based food ingredients that use our oil and our flour from the
Mhm.
Pongamia tree. But we'll also be talking about the other aspects of that regenerative system. So, what that means for the environment and for land, and what that also means for people, for the communities that are involved, in our case, in the farming of the
Mm.
Pongamia tree across Asia and here in the US. So we're going to have a great panel after we have the food samples. We'll have experts from MISTA, from Mattson, and an executive that has a deep history in food ingredients with one of the leading companies around that space. They'll be talking about what it means to be that sort of systems type approach to a regenerative food future.
Yeah, oh, fantastic. It sounds super interesting, and I'm looking forward to the tasting elements. So what is it that sets Ponova oil apart from other vegetable oils? What's the difference there?
I think two things will stand out to the folks that are able to attend and sample the products. The first is the buttery mouthfeel that this
Mm,
oil has. While it's a very nutritious mid oleic vegetable oil, it has this really unique mouthfeel that for a lot of folks is reminiscent of butter, which has an interesting set of applications in plant-based foods where you're trying to get that really full-bodied experience from
mm,
plant-based foods reminiscent of dairy. The other element that jumps out is the color. It's a beautiful, natural golden color, and it lends that color to different kinds of food applications, spreads, sauces, dressings. Even when you cook with it, you get a little bit of that golden color that's imparted on the food.
oh, lovely. Oh. And how do so kind of back to the regenerative side of things, Naveen, how do Terviva's innovations contribute to that regenerative food system?
In a couple of ways. The first is related to the kind of land we grow on. This is land that many would consider subprime or abandoned or degraded agriculture land that is still farmed by communities around the world. So when you bring a crop like Pongamia to that land, it really has this revitalization effect, not just on the land itself, sinking carbon because it's a legume tree fixing nitrogen,
Mm,
but it has a huge impact on those communities that are dependent on that land for their livelihoods. So you have both the sort of land benefit of growing the Pongamia tree, but you have this tremendous income benefit. One of the neat things about the Pongamia tree is that it's pretty tough. We like to call it climate resilient. So
mm,
not only is it a tree that sinks greenhouse gases and uses less nitrogen, which is good for carbon footprints, but it's also resistant to lots of common agricultural pests and diseases, and it's very, very tolerant of tough heat and drought and water stress from too much flooding. It bounces back. And so,
mm,
in that sense, these communities that farm it not only are helping reduce the climate footprint of agriculture, but they're also creating food that's climate resilient that can stand
mm.
up to the increasing erratic weather patterns that we're experiencing.
Brilliant. And so I guess that kind of helps with the sustainability aspect of it as well.
Right. That's exactly right. It's essentially you can think of this as the as we like to say on land the most environmentally friendly forms of oil and protein that one can produce from a carbon footprint perspective, from a water usage perspective, from an overall sort of soil revitalization perspective.
Brilliant. Well, I'm sure that there's going to be lots of people wanting to connect with you at the summit later this month.
Hopefully.
Yeah, no, I'm sure, absolutely. And how can our network get in touch with Terviva? So if they want to reach out to you, how would you suggest that they do that?
Well, please definitely grab a hold of any one of us at the conference. Follow up with us on LinkedIn. We can all
Brilliant.
be found also at our first name dot last name at terviva.com. So I'm Naveen.Sikka at terviva.com. We would welcome folks to just reach out, introduce themselves, and we can share more.
Wonderful. Well, we're very much looking forward to seeing you there. And it's just a few short weeks away now.
That's exciting. So exciting. And given where we are, it's going to happen, right? Yeah. So
Yeah,
really, really
absolutely.
excited.
Absolutely. Brilliant.